So a new season is out on Destiny, and with that means new exotics. Every class this season got new exotic gauntlets. For the Warlock, it's the Void exotic Briarbinds, and its exotic trait is One with the Void. Your Void Souls have a longer duration, they also gain escalating damage and durability as they defeat targets. And the most important thing is, you can retrieve your Void Souls after you send them out, and you can keep on picking it up and sending it out over and over again, because every time you pick it up, if you look at my buffs on the left, it resets the timer every time you pick it up. When you send a Void Soul out, it will only last for 13 seconds. But with this exotic, it buffs it up to 20 seconds. So that gives you a lot of room to actually send out multiple Void Souls, like up to 3. You can just juggle these back and forth within 20 seconds. The timer starts as soon as it sets in one place and it starts debuffing everybody. I'm pretty sure you can send out 4, it's just like the more you send out, it's like harder to manage. I found like the sweet spot is like 2. Sending out 2 and like picking up 1 and resetting the timer and then going to do the other one to reset the timer. It actually feels really good. You don't outright get the damage buff when you send out Child of the All Gods. When it drains an enemy, that's when it buffs up its damage. And I'm pretty sure there's like 3 stages, like the base, and then like the middle, and then the high-end damage. Well, like high-end in terms of Child of the All God damage. I mean, it chunks pretty well if like you have it all the way ramped up and you're doing damage, and if like, I don't know, you stack on a Wither Horde on top of that, you're doing pretty good damage. And on top of all that, you can have another Child of the All Gods, or like 2 more. Think of these like AoE turrets that debuff everything around them by 15%, while also doing damage over time, kind of like how Wither Horde does. And I feel like this exotic comes with a certain skill gap to it, like if you're good at time management and like tracking where your orbs are, because sometimes they'll go all out of whack, like you'll shoot something low health and then you kill it, and then the Void Soul will go all wacky and like go like far left up into the ceiling, or like hit an enemy on the other side of the map. And it's pretty decent if you're running content like dungeons or just content that needs a debuff. And if you like don't have a tether hunter on you, this is like a great alternative. This isn't gonna be the best, but I'll try to see how much I can get off on good old. Oh, he got his name back. His name was just like Ogre for a while. He got his name back. I can't pronounce it, but you know. Again, the biggest benefit from these is that you can pick up your Void Soul basically forever if you have good time management. So that's a constant debuff in your pocket wherever you go. And if you're feeling bold enough, you can throw out 2 or 3 debuffs at a time. And a pretty generous damage ramp up from like 1,520 to like 3,043. I really can't put a set number on it because I'm still leveling up my artifact, but the damage tick is pretty generous. I tried sending out 2 Void Souls to see if it would drain the same target, but unfortunately it did not work. I know I messed up a bunch during this DPS phase. I was trying to do it fast and like get the most damage out as possible, but I ended up like dying and missing 2 rockets. But I mean, you still get the idea. Like if you don't have a hunter and if you're what, it's 2 warlocks at a Titan or all warlocks, this is pretty great. And I'm only saying it's great because you can have multiple debuffs at a time and you can just juggle them and keep them going like forever. I mean, it's a constant 15% debuff while doing damage to everything around it. Also forgot to mention that the Void Soul is also giving you class ability energy when the target is defeated by the Void Soul. And it has 2 modes that you can kind of put it in, depending on your rift. If you have a healing rift, it gives you grenade and melee energy. And if you have an empowerment rift, it gives you health. You can really use any guns you want with these exotics, but the 2 perks I think work best with these exotics is Repulsor Brace and Destabilizing Rounds, just because they're made for Void and they have like Void synergy. So I want to do a list of weapons that have these perks. First is the crafted weapons that have Repulsor Brace. Oh yeah, if you're new, Repulsor Brace is a perk that says when defeating a Void debuff target, it grants you a Void Overshield. And you're going to be killing Void debuff targets like all the time, so you're just going to have constantly Overshield. Or I mean constant Overshield, not constantly, I can't speak. It's pretty lengthy, so here we go. First we have the Aikilos Hand Cannon, the Regnet Grenade Launcher, Nessa's Oblation Shotgun, the Tapan 4 Linear Fusion Rifle, the Doom of Chelchis Scout Rifle, the Other Half Sword. Don't put it on that, please. And Age-Old Bond Auto Rifle. Oh, and I forgot the last 3. The Epicurean Fusion Rifle, Hollow Denial Trace Rifle, and the Commemoration LMG, which is the best thing to put it on. I mean, just Commemoration overall is probably the best LMG or gun in the game. You get the LMG from Deepstone Crypt. If you haven't run Deepstone Crypt, run it, please. Get this machine gun, you will not regret it. Next is Destabilization Rounds. If you don't know, Destabilization Rounds says when you defeat a target, everyone around that target becomes volatile, which is just like really good for ad clear. We have the Regnet Grenade Launcher, Nessa's Oblation Shotgun, Death's Razor Sword, Brea's Love Scout Rifle, Age-Old Bond Auto Rifle, and the Targeted Redaction Hand Cannon. Of course, these rolls drop on like non-crafted weapons, like Destabilization Rounds drops on the Hero's Burden SMG, which is from Iron Banner, if I believe, or even Repulsor Brace, which rolls with the Title SMG from Guardian Games, the Unforgiven SMG from the Dungeon Duality, I think. Or hell, you could just use Funnel Web with Subsistence and Frenzy, which is the SMG from the Witch Queen. I mean, a lot of people consider it the best Void SMG, and I mean, it doesn't disappoint, it's pretty good. But if you're on the fence, just give it a try. This exotic is super fun. I mean, I even forgot to mention Devour, which is like the biggest thing for Arc Warlock. You can have Devour proccing constantly and you just don't die because you're like sucking everything.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Well, not sucking. Well, you know what I mean. I'm gonna be uploading videos way faster. This one just took so long to get out because I've just been enjoying Destiny again. It feels so good to have my Destiny addiction back because, man, it was bad. I was buying games left and right trying to like feed my addiction. And unfortunately, I'm gonna be out today, I guess, for the new Crota raid. And as soon as I get back, I want to do some videos on that because Crota's my favorite raid. It sucks that I'm not going to be here for day one. But yeah, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you. And I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.